Hare Krishna. So till now we have seen that Krishna has told two important things. How to progress on the path of bhakti. Now the first thing or the highest thing that Krishna tells us is, fix your mind upon me. Now, say, we tell Krishna that it's very difficult, oh Krishna, to always fix our mind on you. Please tell us what next to do if we cannot do this. So Krishna, in Shloka number 9, he said that, okay, if you cannot fix your mind upon me without deviation, then no problem. Practice to fix your mind on me. Basically, he was telling that follow the regulative principles of bhakti-yoga. That is Shravanam, Kirtanam, Vishnu, Smaranam and so on. The 9 angas of devotional service. Now say someone says that, oh Krishna, this is very difficult. So much I have to do. And I don't have any taste for doing this. Can you please tell me, if I cannot do this, then what else can I go for? And here Krishna answers this question. Let's see the amazing, merciful quality of Krishna. He's just lowering his level down. So first he said, fix your mind on me. Then he lowered it down, and then he said, okay, practice to fix your mind on me. And now he's lowering it down for the benefit of all of us in Shloka number 10. So let's explore the Shloka. Shloka number 10. It goes like this. Abhyāse asamartho mat-karma-paramo bhava mad-artham karmāṇi kurvan siddhim avāpsyasi. So here Krishna is saying that abhyāsaha api asamartha asi. So he's saying that if you're asamartha, if you cannot practice the regulations of bhakti-yoga, so he's pointing to the previous shloka. So he's saying, mat-karma-paramo bhava, then bhava, that is, become, or just do it. What? Just try to work for me. Mat-karma-paramo. And then he says, that mad-artham api karmāṇi kurvan, that just by working for me, you will come to the perfect stage. That is, siddhim avāpsyasi. So now here Krishna is telling us that, okay, you cannot fix your mind on me, or you cannot practice to fix your mind on me, no problem. Then what should you do? Just try to work for me. Now this is a very important and a very, very practical aspect that Krishna is mentioning in this particular shloka. Now see, in the first 2 shlokas, the previous 2, shloka number 8 and 9. So what we have primarily seen is dealing with the mind or engaging our mind. So this is what we were seeing. So this basically talks about the subtle body, engaging the subtle body. But now this particular verse talks about engaging our external senses in Krishna's service. And just by doing this, Krishna is making a very, very strong statement. Just by doing this, gradually a person will be elevated to the next platform. And finally, the person will come to the stage where he'll be able to fix his mind completely on Krishna. Now here, Prabhupada is making some wonderful points. So here Prabhupada is saying that how just by working for the Lord, one can progress very nicely. One should be sympathetic to the propagation of Krishna consciousness. There are many devotees who are engaged in the propagation of Krishna consciousness and they require help. Now in this age of Kali, one thing is very, very clear, that we have to propagate this Krishna consciousness. We have to give this message of Bhagavad-gita to as many people as possible. So this is something which all of us are expected to do. So our endeavor for preaching need not be that everyone is supposed to give class, everyone is supposed to quote shlokas, everyone is supposed to do this, that, or whatever. We have to do it according to our capacity. So at least that soft corner should be there, that I want to do something for spreading this knowledge of Bhagavad Gita, the knowledge of Krishna consciousness to as many people as possible. And there's so many devotees who are involved in propagation, in preaching this mission. And they need help. They are in the forefront, but they need help. And what sort of help they need? A lot of help is needed in various different categories. So here, Prabhupada is telling that every endeavor requires land, capital, organization, and labor. So these are the different things, those are needed. Like here, Prabhupada is saying, in business, one requires a place to stay, some capital to use, some labor, some organization to expand. So the same is required in service of Krishna. Now say someone is not able to do actively do some devotional service. Okay, no problem, at least work for Krishna. So we can do some arrangement by which these preachers of Krishna consciousness can get a place to stay. Now some donation that will help them to propagate this Krishna consciousness in various ways by organizing various programs. Or we can go and personally work. We can clean the temple, we can serve prasadam, we can help in winding up then after the program. And obviously a nice organization to expand. So we can participate in various management activities. So in this way, basically, whatever capacity we have, whatever capacity our body has, whatever energy we have, whatever money we have, whatever intelligence we have, everything, including our skills and talents and capacities, we can engage in the service of the Lord. Here Prabhupada makes a very, very important point. He says, what is materialism? One works for sense gratification, that is called materialism. When someone works for one's own selfish sense gratification, such a person is into materialism. Oh, then what is spiritualism? So here it is said that the same work performed for the satisfaction of Krishna, the same work becomes spiritual activity. Like for example, say, now someone is building a house. Oh, that's very nice, but he's building the house for himself. Now say he's building a temple. Now he's building the temple for whom? For Krishna. Now both the house and the temple, both will require cement, both will require bricks, it will require obviously money, it will require labors. So all this will be required. Now when we do it for ourselves, it is called as sense gratification. But when we do the same activity for Krishna, it is called as spiritual activity, or to be more precise, bhakti or devotional service. So in this way, it is very clear in this particular shloka that how we can engage all our senses and everything that we have, the possessions that we have, in service of the Lord. Here Prabhupada is, obviously the shloka talks about nishkama-karma-yoga, but then to help us, if we are at a very low level, to help us, Prabhupada is saying here, if one cannot sacrifice the results of his activities, the same person can still sacrifice some percentage to propagate Krishna consciousness. This voluntary service to the cause of Krishna consciousness will help one to rise to a higher state of love for God, whereupon one becomes perfect. That is siddhim avāpsyasi. So if we cannot sacrifice the entire thing that we have, no problem. A part of it can be given. A part of it can be used. A part of our time, a part of our energy, a part of the money that we have, and the part of whatever capacities or whatever it is, we can engage in service of Krishna. And here it is said, siddhim avāpsyasi. The person will proceed in the direction of perfection. Isn't that amazing? Look at the merciful nature of the Lord. He is not rejecting anyone. He's trying his best to accommodate as many souls as possible, just so that they get the opportunity to practice bhakti and go back home, back to Godhead. Now, say someone says, come on, I cannot do all this. I cannot fix my mind on Krishna. I cannot practice bhakti to fix my mind on Krishna. Working for Krishna, I have so many other things to do. So suppose now the question is asked, Krishna, what should I do if I cannot do the first three that you're talking about? Krishna says, okay, wait a minute. Next verse, I'm going to see that. I'm going to speak that. The next verse, Krishna is going to speak about what those people can do who are not able to practice the first three that Krishna has spoken. So let's see that in the next video. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna,